Good evening to you all, and welcome to the next episode of this Burnley career mode for FIFA 16. And we've got a double header tonight, one from the league for this particular episode. First of all, this particular game against West Ham, that's first up, and then secondly we take on Leicester in the quarter-finals of the Capital One Cup competition. So we've got a league and a cup double header for you coming right up. But it's to Turf Moor we go for the first of the two games. We take on West Ham United here in the league. We actually go into it lying top, 10 points ahead of second place Southampton. So let's see how we go on in the first of two games in this episode. Both edited down, both edited wireless. The first of which is a league match against West Ham. So enjoy the game, enjoy the best of the action from West Ham, and Leicester is coming up a little bit later on. So let's enjoy Burnley against West Ham first. Good afternoon and welcome to a very misty Turf Moor, but very cold now. Not as bad as the snow that we had at Celtic Park on Wednesday night, but it's still freezing nonetheless. One change for Burnley this afternoon. And as you look at him there, Burnley are the meanest defence officially now, according to Opta statistics. They've conceded 12 goals to Arsenal 13. And Burnley make one change. Now Mario Balotelli is rested. He wanted to be rested, so he drops to the bench. So Dwight Gale comes in to replace him. But it's the same team that started against Celtic and has started the last few games, apart from that one change. Now what about Slaven Bilic's West Ham United? Kamir is the goalkeeper. Now Payet plays in behind Andy Carroll. Antonio and number 18 Amal Furtado are the two wingers, while Bayang and Kiati are the holding midfielders. Well, the onus will be on Andy Carroll for West Ham today. The man in charge as West Ham prepare to get the game going is Jonathan Moss. He's the man in charge. Off we go. West Ham needing the points for their own reasons. They're in the championship of all light blue. Burnley, of course, in claret and blue. Danny Ings. First chance to see how Dwight Gale goes on in play to Balotelli and finds Vermeer an easy chance there to get a good touch of the ball. Carroll won it, but fell for Ings that time. Ings will try. Goal kick. And it was worth a shot, but the goalkeeper had it covered. No trouble at all. Creswell. Carroll. This we've got goals at Anfield, but here's Payet. We're going to see one here at Turf Moor. Payet. Well, in the end it was a poor effort. And coming up, let's hope that's a better game. Burnley Leicester City, that's coming up later in the show. Delph. Loftus-Cheek. Dwight Gale. Oh, he's hit his own man Ings and he's offside. And this just sums up what's been a diabolical first half from both sides. Surely the second half has got to be a lot better than what we've seen in the first half, because we've seen nothing. Really has been lacklustre in the extreme. Delph. Oof. Well, that's the best we've seen in the first half, and Fabian Delph so close, but as I say, the play needs to be better in the second half, because it's been poor. So off we go in the second half, no changes. Let's hope for a better second half, because we didn't get value for money in the first. In terms of entertainment, Fabian Delph. And that was a much tamer effort than the one just before the break. Again, not really troubling the goalkeeper. Poor effort. And plenty of passing. Burnley have had 73% of the passing, and West Ham 81%. But yet, for all that, nothing really has come of anything in either goalmouth. Chiati, Antonio, Loftus-Cheek going in. And in the end, that particular attack comes to nothing. Well, Sean McDonald, not a familiar name to anybody. Not of the football world at large. He's a young lad coming through the ranks at the well-scored West Ham Academy. He comes on to replace Chiati. To the right-hand side, and it's got Amafal Itano away. Ogbian. Oh, dear me, and that's been the story of the match. Misplaced passes like that. Here's Ings. That's a better ball. Oh, and Balassi just couldn't finish. Been the story of the game so far. That should have been a goal, no doubt about it. Poor finishing. With less than half an hour to go then at Turf Moor in what's been an appalling game. Here's Danny Ings. Ings lines it up, it comes off Berra. It might fall for Gale. Oh! And he was saved just on the line, I think, by the goalkeeper. I wonder if we'll need the goal line technology replay to come into force here. And that has been the best moment of the entire match. Canoyle knocks it forward. Shawcross intercepts. Balassi hooks it out. Galloway hooks it out for a throw. Ogbonna. Carroll beaten to it. And Balassi stealing the ball away. Yannick Balassi! Shooting wide of the target again. Been a theme from Burnley. Long range shooting. Well off kilter today. Payet. Good tackle by Galloway, says referee Moss. Referee gives the throw. Here's Jack Grealish, former Burnley man. Once again, Galloway with a sturdy looking challenge. Obiang. Dyer. Antonio's won it off Ings. And Antonio is through. Oh! And that's the best chance in the match that West Ham have fashioned. And it's come after 81 minutes. So close. On a game that's been littered with very few opportunities. I think we've had one shot on target in the entire 84 minutes that we've been playing. Just underlines the lack of quality in this game. Maybe Burnley tired legs from midweek in the Champions League against Celtic when they felt they needed to win the game to top the group, which they did. Here's Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek deflected. Berra's kept it in. Vermeer. There's one upstanding save right on the goal line. That's kept West Ham at 0-0. Last push now from Burnley. Loftus-Cheek. Will we see a goal at the end of a poor afternoon? I'm afraid we won't. It's goalless, and in truth, apart from a couple of chances in the second half, it was an absolute diabolical state of affairs. He made a very good save there, the West Ham keeper saving on the line. I think it was Gale who had the close range header, made a fantastic save. Apart from that, not really much to write home about as far as the contest was concerned. It was a poor match, and I think it deserved a blank score sheet, because quite frankly the quality of football out there was diabolical. Full time then at Turf Moor. A disappointing afternoon for both sides. Burnley 0, West Ham United 0. Well, I'm very sorry that we couldn't bring you as much action as we could from that game. I mean, the highlights we edited together, we cobbled together, with probably the best bits of what was an absolute poor game. And I'm not exaggerating it. You probably see on the final edit that there was one shot on target, more or less, in the entire 90 minutes. There may have been a couple of extras that was straight at the goalkeeper, but one big chance, and that came to Dwight Gale midway through the second half, and that was the first and only big save we saw in the entire game, and it was a disappointment. Both sides just cancelled each other out, and both goalkeepers really, apart from one save I think from the West Ham keeper, they had literally next to nothing to do. So the highlights we've cobbled together are literally the best bits of what was a disappointing game, and I'm not making it up. It was an absolute disappointment. So apologies for the lack of quality in that game. So as a result, we've drawn our third game of the season out of 16. We've won 12. We're 9 points above Arsenal, which is not too bad. So the lead has been cut a little bit, not too much. I mean, the 0-0 draw's done a damage. We are allowed one bad performance, I suppose. But there you go. Now we go into the League Cup quarter-finals, where we take on Leicester City at Turf Moor. The other three games being played at Kenilworth Road between Luton Town and Premier League Derby County, at the Etihad between Manchester City and Brentford, and Nottingham Forest, who have won this competition 4 times, 78, 79, 1989 and 90, take on 1967 winners QPR. Man City, of course, have previously won it in 1970, 1976 and 2013. Leicester have won it 3 times, in 1964, 97 and 2000, and Luton, who have who famously won it 88 against Arsenal, they take on Derby. Derby and Burnley and Brentford are the only 3 teams that have not won the competition yet. So for one of those, we're hoping like mad it'll be the Clarets. But the 2 big teams left in it are Burnley and Manchester City. The rest are from lower Premier League and Championship. Luton Town are the lowest ranked team left in the Capital One Cup. So let's get over to Turf Moor for the second and final game. Let's hope it's a much better game than the league match against West Ham that went before it, and let's hope for some better entertainment. Enjoy, hopefully, Burnley against Leicester in the Capital One Cup. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the quarterfinals of the Capital One Cup. There are the ties: Luton against Derby, Burnley against Leicester, City against Brentford, and Forest against QPR. They're the 4 quarterfinals. Just to remind everybody that if it's a draw after 90 minutes tonight, we could have extra time and possibly penalties. Now, Burnley give a debut to Nori, the number 24. Abdelak, I think that's how you pronounce it, 20 years old. He gets a start in the midfield tonight as there's certain players being rested. Danny Ings has been rested for tonight's game. His place is taken by Andre Gray, who gets a start. Mario Balotelli returns after his 1-game rest. Dwight Gale takes over from Balassi. Ruben Loftus-Cheek also comes in. Michael Keane plays centre-back in place of the rested Eric Dyer. And what about Leicester City? Under the guidance of Claudio Ranieri. Babacar is the main striker. Lawrence, Kane, Hindler, Drinkwater and Mahrez are the 5 midfielders. Kasper Schmeichel is the goalkeeper. Well, let's hope for a better game than we saw here on Saturday when Burnley took on West Ham in what I can only describe as a mundane, a lacklustre and quite frankly feeble display of 90 minutes I've seen for a long time. Michael Over is the man in charge tonight in this quarter-final. Well, we're tantalisingly to the last 8, and away we go, and it's Leicester in the all blue to get us away. Pouring rain here at Turf Moor, and Galloway in with a first challenge very swiftly on Drinkwater. That's the free kick has been given. He'll be floated in. Shawcross with a header. No foul there. More of a miss kick. I think it was Gökhan Hindler who had the opportunity. More to Mahrez. Ratajczicki. Kane. You played some display that you won't none have heard of. You've certainly heard of this man, Gökhan Hindler. Here's a chance for Lawrence. And it comes out to Mahrez, who shoots over the bar. First chance of the quarter final. And it fell to Riyad Mahrez, who hooked it over the bar. Here's Drinkwater. And tackle by Loftus-Cheek, although penalised by the ref, and Drinkwater is down in a crumpled heap. I thought Loftus-Cheek got the ball fairly and squarely. Now what does referee Oliver say here? He's not going to book Loftus-Cheek, and I'd be very surprised if he had done. But what it gives is a chance here for the former Napoli man, Gökhan Hindler, the captain. Strike a free kick here, about 35 yards from Tom Heaton's goal. Managing spray's been marked out, the 10 yards. Hindler with a free kick. Not troubling the scorers. The intent was there, but the accuracy wasn't. Way too high. They were sluggish against Norwich in the last round. But here's a chance for Gray. Balotelli is up. Gray's cross, surely this Lucas Schmeichels. He got there before Balotelli could get in there for one of his right foot volleys. They've been a feature of the game so far, or the season, and been a feature of this game. Oh, that's a poor ball, but the conditions aren't allowing for good football either. Now then, Nari, the debutant. Good try, good save. Greasy ball. Schmeichel took it well. Gökhan Hindler. That's a good ball. Mahrez is through. Babacar is getting towards the centre. Back for Gökhan Hindler. He's had for those. Won the free kick and a couple of shots inside the box, which should have been kept down. Triple change. Yannick Bolasie, Danny Ings and Will Hughes. Big cavalry coming on. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Gray and Redmond, I think both coming off. Babacar beaten in the air. Here's Balotelli. That's a good ball. Two waiting in the centre. And Ings got in front of the marker. In fact, it came off Ratajczicki. And it will be a corner. Now it's a take. Chianti on for Kane. Kane! Good save, Schmeichel. Burnley laying siege all of a sudden. Michael Keane with a header. And Kasper Schmeichel. How's he kept that out? Balotelli. And off the line by Chianti. And away to safety. Telly. Drinkwater. 1-2 play with Mahrez, and Mahrez is away from Galloway. He's absolutely outpaced him here. He's kept it in by the byline, and what a block by Trippier. I think it was Drinkwater with the shot. Oh, what a great block. And Drinkwater comes off. Matty James replaces him. Leicester City corner, which Drinkwater won. Gökhan Hindler! And this was the other chance. That's goal line technology. Michael Keane's header was saved just on the line. Good decision. And Keane, who came closest, his header was kicked off the line. Took the free kick short. Balotelli. Can Balotelli break the score? Oh, good save. Just will not go in for Burnley at the moment. That's a very good save by Kasper Schmeichel. Very good save indeed. Balotelli's corner. Keane. It's another corner. Anori with it. Chianti. And in! Breakthrough after 80 minutes. And it's Balotelli. One header, one at the back post. I think it might have been Keane with the first header. Balotelli rose above Jeff Sharp and headed it through a crowd of players and the goalkeeper. And Balotelli has broke the deadlock after 81 minutes. Third goal in the Capital One Cup. 1-0. Simpson. Leicester need to score. Matty James. Lawrence. And Heaton was out very quickly. Moore. Sharp. Galloway with a header, but it's only as far as James. Trouble here. Hughes. Keane. Sharp. Kante. Good try and over. And that might be it for Leicester City. That could be their last chance to save themselves in the Capital One Cup. Heaton with the kick. We're into 4 added minutes. Here's Simpson. Deep into stoppage time. Kante. What's he doing? Going back to his own goal. It's all over anyway. And Burnley once again left it late. But my goodness, Balotelli has come back from his rest and has got the goal. He was frustrated up until the 81st minute. It came from a corner, the winning goal. Keane won the first header. It came from Nori's corner there. Keane won the header at the back post, and Balotelli from 3 yards has sunk Leicester City, and Burnley are into the last 4 of the Capital One Cup. A good cup tie, played in a very good spirit. But Burnley have sneaked it by 1-0 and reached the semi-finals. Well, that was a much better game, that second match, and Burnley going through. Now, we've had a couple of shocks. Burnley's next opponents, who we're going to see in a moment, are Derby County. They're out of the League Cup. Luton have done it again. They're through to the quarter-finals, through to the semi-finals for the first time since probably 1989. They drew 2-2 with Derby County at Kenilworth Road and won 5-4 on penalties. What a fantastic result again for John Still and his men down there at Kenilworth Road. It's a dream run for them. Man City, though, had no problems at the Etihad. 3-0 winners against Brentford and 4 times winners Nottingham Forest, who last won this trophy in 1990 and last qualified for a League Cup final in 92, and they were beaten by Man United. Well, they knocked out QPR, the 1967 winners, by 2-0. So let's see how the semi-final draw has shaped up. Remember, these have been played over 2 legs. Let's see what happened then. Well, Burnley got the lowest ranked team left in the competition. That is John Still's Luton Town. You can just imagine the smile on Chairman Nick Owen's face. For those who don't know who Nick Owen is, he's used to be a television presenter, used to do sports programmes many years ago, and he's now the saviour and chairman of Luton Town. People in the Midlands will know who I'm talking about. So we've got Luton. The first leg is on the 16th of next month at Turf Moor, and the next day all eyes will be on Nottingham Forest and Manchester City at the City Ground, and then the second legs take place on the 23rd and 24th. We've got to travel to Kenilworth Road for the second leg, whereas Forest have got to travel to the Etihad for their second leg, with the final to be played on the 25th of February. And that is the Capital One Cup. Just one more thing we need to do before we leave you tonight. We're going to sim the Derby County game, and then call it a night, call it a day. Now, of course, we had Derby, of course, knocked out by Luton, so we're going to put the same team that started the Capital One Cup. Should be good enough to beat Derby, really, all things considered. Let's see how we got on. We lost, so we've dropped to our second defeat of the season. Darren Bent got the winning goal. We also missed a penalty as well, by the looks of it. So frustration for Burnley. So that is not a great way to end the episode, but nevertheless, the gap is still 9 points because Arsenal must have lost as well. So it's not all doom and gloom, really. We've lost 2, but we're 9 points ahead of Arsenal. Southampton could close the gap to at least 8 points because they have a game in hand. So it's all snakes and roundabouts at this specific moment in time. But that's your lot then for the for this episode. The next episode, it's a Christmas. It will be. I think it's going to be a pre-Christmas and Christmas Day double header. Don't quote me on that just yet. We'll just check the calendar for you. Our next game, 2 big games, of course. One at home to Manchester City, and then we start our Christmas. That's our Christmas program started, and then Christmas Day against Southampton to finish the episode off, and then it's Christmas and New Year. Then, well, it's the 27th, and then early January. So we'll have 2 more games, one at Old Trafford, one at Turf Moor between Manchester United, and then the one at Turf Moor against Sunderland. Cup ties permitting, of course. Saturday the 6th might not be the Liverpool game we concentrate on. It might be an FA Cup third rounder, but we'll find out in due course. The draw as well, and you'll be able to see that draw in the next episode as well. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you very soon for the next episode. Take care. Bye bye.